Hi everyone, so currently I'm doing a push-pull legs program, and for this video I'll be walking through a simple yet effective push day routine where the chest, shoulders, and triceps are targeted. Right now my gym operates off of 1-hour bookings, so this workout is going to be perfect for those who are short on time. Let's get straight into the routine. We begin with the bench press as our first exercise. This is a great movement because it recruits a large amount of muscle mass in the pectoralis, deltoid, and triceps. This allows for muscle growth in multiple areas of the upper body from a single compound movement. And number 2, the bench is very easy to progressively overload, meaning that one can simply add weight or reps to the exercise to adapt to their increasing strength over time. For choosing a rep and set regimen, we can refer to this scientific article by Campos and colleagues. Researchers tested a low, mid, and high rep group and observed their increase in strength and muscle size after an 8-week barbell squat program. Results showed that maximal strength improved significantly more for the low rep group, and muscle hypertrophy was the most prominent in the low and mid rep groups. This article shows that with big compound movements, less reps with heavier weights resulted in greater increases in strength and muscle size. So to maximize muscle growth and strength gains, I do 5 sets of 5 reps, or 4 sets of 5 reps. As for general bench pressing tips, make sure your scapula is retracted. A good cue would be trying to hold a grape between your shoulder blades. This should result in a small pocket between your back and the bench. My second tip would be tucking your elbows a little bit closer into your body if you tend to flare your elbows out too much. This will protect your body from shoulder injuries. And my last tip would be, when pressing the weight, grip the bar tightly and try to imagine yourself bending the bar in half, as this will cue your wrist to stay locked. Okay, moving on, we're going to do the shoulder press. This is debatably the best exercise for activating your anterior and medial deltoid. Although you may not be able to load as much weight as the seated variation, the standing orientation allows for one to activate their core and shoulders more effectively. We'll be doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. You can keep your arms directly to your sides or slightly in front of you, as long as you're pressing straight up. Also, for this movement, try not to lean back too much while pressing. Our next exercise is the dumbbell lateral raise, which mainly targets the medial head of the shoulder. In this exercise, form is particularly important. We want to make sure to keep the weight light and reps slow and controlled. Some people like to internally rotate their shoulders at the top of the movement to take emphasis away from their front deltoid. But research has shown that internal rotation with the rotator cuff can cause neck impingement. Instead, we can add a slight lean forward to put our medial deltoid at an angle to directly oppose gravity, allowing for the isolation of the medial head without the risks of injury. We'll perform this exercise for 3 sets of 12 to 14 reps. Next up, we have the high to low cable flies, which will be our chest isolation exercise for this routine. I'm doing these for 3 sets of 12, and again, with isolation exercises, form is much more important than the amount of weight you're lifting. I like to draw out the eccentric motion of this exercise, allowing my pectoralis to stretch while under tension. Then I perform a horizontal flexion to bring my hands together for a slight hold. We want to consciously think about contracting our pectoralis during the movement to isolate our chest as a primary mover and to train our mind-muscle connection. In 2018, Brad John Schoenfeld did a scientific study that investigated the effects of using an internal versus external focus of attention during resistance training. In the internal focus groups, participants were told to focus on contracting their muscles to execute the movement, while in the external focus groups, they were told to simply move the weight. The 2 exercises that the study used were the bicep curl and the leg press. The study showed that after 8 weeks of training, bicep hypertrophy was higher in the internal focus group than the external focused group. 1 rep max improvement of the internal and external group was negligible, and the quad hypertrophy data difference in the internal and external focus groups weren't statistically significant. The study concluded that the biceps hypertrophy did benefit from the internal focus mindset of squeezing the target muscle. Therefore, we can apply the training of the mind-muscle connection to isolation exercises to maximize growth. And as a bonus, training the mind-muscle connection will allow you to do pec pops. Now let's move on to our first accessory exercise of the workout, the tricep pushdown on the ropes. For this exercise, we'll be doing 3 sets of 12 reps. For the pushdown, we want to focus on keeping our elbows as still as possible. At the bottom of the movement, extend your arms down and to the side as if you're pulling the ropes apart and hold for half a second or so. Since our arms are to the side of our torso, the pushdown will target more of the lateral head of the tricep. And for our final exercise, we'll be targeting the long head of our triceps with the overhead tricep extension. You can either angle your hand in a triangle formation or have your hands straight. Whatever is the most comfortable for your fingers and hands will do. We'll be doing these for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And that's it for the workout. So to summarize, we do the bench press, standing dumbbell shoulder press, dumbbell lateral raises, high to low cable flies, rope tricep pushdown, and the seated overhead tricep extension. Alright, that's gonna be it. Let me know if you guys want to see my pull day routine, and thanks for watching.